Lesson 2.2, Characteristics of Quadratic Functions. How do you find the max and min of a quadratic function? How do you graph using intercepts? So this was your independent practice problem. Let's go ahead and go over it to make sure you're doing the problem correctly. So I know that this is in standard form. How do I know that this is in standard form? It's because I do not see any parentheses, and it matches the form ax squared, because there's a number x squared, plus bx, there's a number bx, plus c. So it is in standard form. So in Algebra 1, when it was in standard form, the very first thing that we were asked to do is to find the axis of symmetry. When it is in standard form, the only way to find axis of symmetry is to identify our ABCs. A is always the number stuck to x squared, so my A is a -2. B is always the number stuck to x, so my B is a -8. C is always the lonely number without any letter, so my C is 1. There is an equation to axis of symmetry. It is x equals -b all over 2a. So x is the negative of, my b is a -8 all over 2 times my a was a -2. Negative times -8 is a +8. 2 times a -2 is a -4. 8 divided by -4 is a -2. So my axis of symmetry is at -2. So x equals -2 is the axis of symmetry. So we are going to need to graph that. So here is x equaling -2. In Algebra 1, standard form, after axis of symmetry, the next thing you need to find is your vertex. And we find vertex in standard form by solving for f of x. So my f of x is this problem right here. And I need to solve for it at the value that I just found because I want to know where on this line will my point live. So here is me substituting -2 in for my x's. If I were to solve this entire problem, I would have found 9. So my vertex is the coordinate point -2, 9. So my vertex, -2, 9. -2, 9 lives all the way up here, so here is my vertex. After step 2, you need to find your y-intercept. And the y-intercept is just your c value. My c is 1. So my y-intercept is the coordinate point 0, 1. And 1 is right here. He is 2 away from the axis of symmetry. So his partner is also 2 away from the axis of symmetry. So connect these with the smooth U shape. And now we just need to find maximum, domain, and range. So my vertex cut through the point right here, which is at the number 9. So I will be looking at the number 9s when I look at my maximum, domain, and range. This is the highest that my parabola will go. So I know that I have a max at 9. Looking at my y values for my range, he lived always below, so I am going to be always below the 9. So the 9 came from my vertex line. Now domain. I see that it goes forever in the right and forever in the left, so my domain is going to be all real numbers.